All right, so we are live. We're here a little bit earlier. Hopefully people will start showing up soon. We got a few minutes to go, but I just wanted to play with this prior to getting going, obviously. So let me just quickly check here. So I'm sharing, so you guys should see. Okay, you should be seeing that. So still live. Okay, I see people are starting to trickle in, which is awesome. How you guys doing today? Hopefully you guys are excited as I am. It's been a journey and a half to get here, but we're here, which is awesome. It's great. So I'm going to take a couple more minutes just to get reacquainted. If you're here and you want to say hello in the chat box, or not the chat box, rather the Google event box, by all means. You will notice on the top right of your screen, you should have a little box with 9 dots. That's a settings box. If you click on that, you should be able to see two things. One is called Showcase and one is called Q&A. If you click on the Q&A, at any point you can put in questions in there, and you should be able to see, or I should be able to see, those particular questions. And again, the nice thing about using Google Hangouts on Air is that you, as the viewer, can look at the questions and +1 the questions that you like, which actually ranks those questions for me. So it's much easier for me to pick the questions that are most viewed as, or the questions that people really want answers to. So that'll really help out. So again, top right, you should be able to see a little box with 9 dots. That's a settings box. Click on that, choose Q&A, and at any point you can type in your questions in there. And if we get to it during the presentation, and some questions we'll get at the end of the presentation. So it seems to be close to 1 p.m., so we should start right now. So again, first and foremost, I just wanted to very quickly tell you guys how humbled this whole journey has been for me. There's been so much interest in the concept, the software, the company, our goals, and our small little company, that it's really been humbling. And for those that don't know, I decided to go to market with Social Funnel Engine about a month and a half ago. And we started out with an alpha invite to a bunch of people that I knew. And the idea was, if you can provide me with 7 emails of people that would be interested in this software, again, get it for free, then you would get lifetime access. Little did we know it would explode. And we actually got over 3,800 emails of people interested in the software, which was awesome. And a whole bunch of you got the software, lifetime access to the software, as alpha users. There's also a whole bunch of you that tried to cheat the system, and we caught on, and you guys didn't get the free lifetime access. So if you try to cheat, shame on you. Try it again. But I mean, the point is, this was awesome. And the best part about it is all these alpha users have now already become awesome advocates of the software. You know, if you're part of the registered clan to come to the beta, which is today, you probably were brought here by someone else, and that again warms our hearts and really helps us fuel the fire to get to go live as soon as possible. So again, that being said, we've got some awesome people behind us, and I just wanted to thank some of them. Doobie, hopefully you're on the line. You're awesome. Howard, Sue, Jennifer, Ron, Bill, Jim, Spike, Derek, Brian, John, Bill, you guys are just phenomenal, and I love it. You've been just evangelists of the software and the beta. So I want to thank you again. And hopefully by the end of this, we'll have a lot more people that are willing to be customers and definitely evangelists. That's what we're looking for. So so again, for those that haven't heard thus far, on the top right, you would be able to see a nine piece little box. If you click on that, you will see QA, in which case you can put in your questions there, and we'll answer them when we get to them. The nice thing about the QA feature is the fact that other people can vote on the best question, and it ranks it for me as a moderator, so I can easily pick the questions that everybody wants answers for. So that being said, let's get cracking, and let's begin. So who is Yuri Lederman? That's me, the guy without the hair, and that's my little guy, cool little soccer player nowadays, which is awesome. This morning I dropped him off at school, and he grew up right in front of my eyes. So the day started off awesome, and hopefully it'll get even better from here. I've been in the online marketing space for close to 14 years now. I've been running a boutique marketing agency called JV Marketing, or Joint Venture Marketing, for about 8 years now. We have 12 full-time staff, 2 part-time staff. None of them are in North America. Our claim to fame is the fact that we run our agency on a performance basis, which allows us to pick and choose clients based on what we believe we can bring to the table. There's a few services that we've never wanted to adhere to or service our clients with. I call them brand tasks. Things like creating websites, web design, web development, logos, pictures, video, content creation is a big one. Reason is those tasks are very subjective, so it's very difficult to run a performance-based agency if you're doing those types of tasks. Imagine you creating a website, you go to the customer, you show them the website, and they don't like it. You're back in the drawing board, stuck in that vicious circle. And a lot of you on this call today are agents or agencies, and you would understand what I'm talking about. So again, our agency focuses 100% on sales and lead attainment, and we get our customers to do the rest of the job. So we either hook them up with somebody that will do it for them, or they have an in-house team that does it. About 3 years ago, I noticed a big switch in the social world. A lot of people were moving towards social, and obviously content is a big part of it, which posed a problem for us since we don't create content. So we had to come up with a different solution, and that's how Social Funnel Engine was created. It was born actually out of necessity, since we don't create content. And we've been using it as a tool for our in-house staff for a little over 2 years now. That being said, obviously the next logical question is why? Why are we taking it to market? Why are we bringing it out to the marketplace? And there's really two components to that answer from my perspective. One is probably going to piss a lot of people off, but I am who I am. And the second part of it is an opinion of mine. And my opinion is that content marketing is failing us. It's failing us miserably, big time, as far as I'm concerned. And if you've ever heard of BuzzSumo, they're a fantastic company, data farm of content, basically. So they run a lot of analytics based on the content that's out there. At the end of the day, they created, this was, I believe, December or even before that, they analyzed about a million plus posts, and they found out, as you can see by the picture, that hardly any of the posts get any engagement whatsoever. The 8 shares actually includes likes, shares, links, all that stuff. So it really speaks volume. And I'm a true believer that the more content there is out there, and there's a lot of content, the less effective it becomes. So the more, and it's really a shame that there's a lot of agencies out there that keep pushing content. You got to create your own content. You got to create your own content. I just think that that's wrong. That being said, look, we love what we do. I love what I do. I really hate the industry I'm in, and it sounds a bit off, but it's true. I compare the industry to the home improvement industry, whereby anyone can put a belt on, pick up a hammer, knock on your door, and tell you that they can build you a deck. And it's really only until the customer is $2,000-$3,000 into the project that they figure out that person has absolutely no idea what they're doing. And I compare that to online marketing because, again, $50 gets you a beautiful website nowadays, and then you can tell people that you're an expert in online marketing, whether it's SEO, social, what have you. So that's my comparison. It's unfortunate, but that's what I believe we're in. That's the industry I'm in, anyways. I might be dating myself here a little bit, but I want you to think about back in 1999. Just before the year 2000, there was a big push for small, medium-sized companies to create websites. The fear was if you don't have a website by the year 2000, you will be out of business. And at that particular time, a lot of small, medium-sized businesses, they got websites. They spent a lot of money creating these websites. And at the end of the day, there was no results. These same website experts now became online experts, marketing experts. They became pay-per-click experts. They became SEO experts. And small and medium-sized businesses got screwed. These same experts became content marketing experts. Small, medium-sized businesses got screwed. I think you're seeing the pattern here. I've been seeing the shifts from SEO and online marketing. Now these same people are now becoming social experts, and as you can see the pattern, small businesses are going to get screwed in 2016. The big push right now is if you're not doing social by 2016, you'll be out of business, and that again is unfortunate. But that's the reality that we live in. Look, if you're an agency on this call, and I know a lot of you that are on this call are agencies, and you're offended, don't be. I am speaking the truth, and you know that it's true. Besides that, our software will help you differentiate your solution. You get closer to your clients. You get clients for longer periods of time. I mean, I find it comical that I've been in this business for 8 years. I have customers that have been with me for 8 years. And knowing that the agencies out there keep customers for 3 to 6 months, and then there's turnover, is ridiculous to me. But again, I work on a performance basis, so I'm a little more hooked into the customers than most agencies are. So again, why am I bringing this to the marketplace? We have a hefty goal of providing 1 million small, medium-sized businesses with another option on how they can do social marketing in 2016. Just give me 1 second. I will change screens so I can show you guys how this thing is working. Okay, so I stopped sharing screen, which is good. Okay, there it is. Okay. So before I show you guys, the premise of the simplicity and the premise of borrowed authority, I should ask all of you, in the past 48 hours, have you read or shared content that was of interest to you on any social platforms? And if that answer is no, then you shouldn't be here. This isn't going to work for you. You're not going to like it. You're not going to get it. But if you've been in social media over the past 48 hours, there's no question in my mind that you've either read or shared content. So it's just that simple. So let me show you the quick the premise of borrowed authority. Let's look at CNN, for example. So if we go to CNN, and you should see CNN on your screen, I'm just going to go ahead and copy and share CNN on Facebook. Oops. Now, the reason I share it on Facebook is because it's just easier for me. What's going on here? I can't type today. Okay, so let's go to Will, and let me go ahead and share CNN. Okay, so you can see I just shared CNN. So this is how most people would share. Most people would share on social, right? So you can see I'm posting this to myself only, so my friends don't see it. But you can see this is how it's being posted on CNN. This is how, and this is how our software posts CNN. So just give me 1 second, and you'll see what I mean. So what we do is we create what we call a trim. Unable to edit. That's interesting. There you go. So as you can see, what we're doing is I threw in CNN as the page that we're going to overlay our marketing message on. Okay, so let me just explain this page. So this is the creative, right? The ad that we're going to put on top of CNN. So we've got different types of ads. One is a bar, you can see on the top or on the bottom. Oops, on the bottom. We have a comment, as you can see here. We can do bottom right, bottom left. You can play with it. And at the end of the day, this is how long it takes it. So let's say 3 seconds it will show up. Let's say 4 seconds it'll show up. We also have what is called custom code, which means that if you recall the demonstration that was shown, all those beautiful pop-ups that showed up and the digital conversations that we're having through those pop-ups, that is all based on custom code that we put in here. And by the way, when we do go live, the pop-up technology is going to be included inside the application. It is not in there currently, but it certainly will be by the time we go live. So we can put whatever we want since we own that particular page, if that makes any sense. So again, let's have a look. We also have A/B testing. So for those marketers out there that understand testing or A/B testing, we're basically providing 2 different messages to see which one converts better, and subsequently run the one that converts the best, obviously. So we can have A and B. You can see B is on the bottom here. Okay, B is on the bottom here. So again, let's go back to A. And again, very important to note, we also have what we call remarketing pixels. So again, think about it from a social perspective. Anybody that comes to that particular article from social media, anybody that clicks on it, if you just share CNN, then you lose that person forever. But if you're sharing our trimmed link, then what happens is we actually tag that person, or you could use Facebook pixels to tag them, or Google pixels to tag them. And now you have what is called a virtual list that you can advertise to those people at a later date. Again, very, very important, because that's the future of advertising is more remarketing than anything else nowadays. So we're going to go ahead and close this, and we'll share it the way we've shared it before. Again, this is only me. We're going to say this is how our software shares this. So we're going to go ahead and submit, and let's go back to Facebook, and we're going to go back to Will. So you can see this is CNN the way the software shares it. The reason the image is different, by the way, is because obviously I was getting ready for the webinar yesterday, so it's cached with yesterday's picture. But it wouldn't be like that if you're doing this brand new. But at the end of the day, here's how our software shares it. You can see CNN, beautiful. And by the way, this gets shared the same way on Facebook, on Twitter, Google Plus, not yet. It's going to be available soon. Twitter, LinkedIn, all that good stuff. And the big difference is this. So here's how normal people share it, right? CNN. If you click on it, it will open up, and it opens up CNN as CNN is, right? Opens up CNN. And nothing really happens here. But our application opens it up a little different. So when you click on that, you can see we own this particular URL. And let's see which message it's going to use. So there you go. 4 seconds later, it used this particular message. So test account, just a little devil. Click here, and it goes to, that's the webinar. Woohoo. Okay, so that's really the premise. It's actually that simple. That being said, it gets complicated because you really have to think about how to use a tool, because at the end of the day, it's just a tool, right? So what I figured, let me actually show you guys how to do the automation part of it. Okay, so we call these projects, if you will. So I'm just going to walk you through this, and then I will actually show you use cases, a couple of use cases for you to see how this thing is working. So in our automation project, and hopefully I don't lose anybody here, but in our automation project, it's actually very, very simple as well. The title is whatever title you want. Feeds, so what we're doing is we're finding the digital content or digital websites that are authoritative in that particular niche. In this particular niche, it's obviously mixed martial arts. And if I have to explain that to people, that would cause a headache for me. So it's mixed martial arts at the end of the day. UFC, obviously the biggest player in mixed martial arts. We've got Bloody Elbow, RSS. So these are all content pages or digital magazines, if you will. So I put 4 different RSS feeds in here. What you see here is the social platform description. So this is the description it will use when it posts it onto the social platform. You can see we can post it to any platform we want. Google Plus is coming. But so what the application will do is at the time that we set here, based on our schedule, it will come to these feeds. It will import only the brand new articles that are available. It will randomize one of those articles, randomize one description, randomize 2 hashtags, and post it. In this case, we're posting it to a test page, for Will, obviously. We add the call to action. So again, we just went through this. This shouldn't be a surprise to you guys. It's pretty much the same. All right, we've added a scheduler. So based on this schedule, that's what it would do. And let's just see how it looks. Where am I? Let's go test Will. So obviously I'm testing a bunch of different scenarios on, oh, there you go. So 35 minutes ago, it actually went through it. It chose description 3. So again, if I go back here, it shows description 3. It shows UFC and MMA as your hashtags. And UFC, MMA, these are random, right? And it shows MMA Weekly to post. So if we click on that, let's see what happens. So I'm running two messages. One is B, as you can see on the bottom here. It's still loading. You can see on the bottom, but you can see it grabbed a piece of content that's brand new. It's very important that the content is always going to be the latest and greatest, because that's the easiest and fastest way for you to actually build your authority. Okay, and that's pretty much it. That's the easy part of it. Now, so let me show you a couple of use cases. Let's vote. Okay, so I'm not going to tell you exactly who the customer is for this, because he's been on vacation. I haven't been able to get a hold of him to allow me to tell you guys specific data. But I can show you this, but I won't talk about specific data. So I'll show you the funnel, but I won't talk specific data. So we've been running this for a couple of years now. As you can see, this is about 47,000 likes. So we're growing this daily. You can see there's images that are being posted, right? 110 shares, 144 people like. There's comments. There's a lot of engagement that's going on here. And what we did a couple of years ago is we started noticing, since this is Let's Vote a Redneck in the White House, obviously a parody on what's happening in the US right now. You know, you got a whole bunch of rednecks that obviously love this concept, and they're here and they're engaging and they're loving it. Oh, that's a terrible thing to show on a webinar. Sorry. That's what happens when you go live. So every once in a while, we post Confederate flag news. Now, for those people that don't believe that there's enough content out there, there's always enough content, no question. So what we did here, how did we create an RSS feed for this? We basically went to Google. You gotta love Google. We typed in Confederate flag. We went to news, since these are all articles, right? And just Confederate flag, if we look at, let's say, the last 24 hours, we've got a bunch of, 4 hours ago, 7 hours ago, 20 hours. So there's plenty of content. And obviously these guys, this particular group of people, they love their Confederate flag. It's a very passionate topic for them. So we post some news about the Confederate flag every day, I think twice a day or once a day. I don't even recall, because this is running completely on autopilot. You can see lots of engagement. So what happens when somebody does click on this? So obviously they go to read the information about the Confederate flag. And when they try to leave, we have a pop-up that says, hey, before you go, we're putting a redneck in the White House. We ain't just rednecks. We're one big happy family. Give us your email address. Obviously, we take that email address and we sell them what the customer has, as well as other things that go around it. Look, this was converting about 3.5. It's now converting at about 1.2, 1.3%. But before, everybody was going crazy about 2016 elections. We didn't even know who was running. So putting a redneck in the White House, we were converting a lot more than we're converting today. The second case study I wanted to show you is something that I did for myself. There's Yuri Lederman, right? So before I didn't have a Yuri Lederman business page. I do today. And I'm doing some advertising, obviously. You can see over here I'm doing some advertising. But at the end of the day, I'm using my own software to get people to come to the webinar. I got people to come to see social funnel engines at the end of the day. So let me just show you quickly how we did this. So you can see, well, actually something else that you should notice, it's not just Facebook. So if we go to Twitter and let's search for Yuri. Oh, there it is. Okay, you'll see. So when we go live, you see, and by the way, see here's a post that was just done. I mean, look at again. This warms my heart. I love you guys, man. You guys are out there pushing my product. You enjoy it that much, which is again awesome. It fuels me to keep going. So again, you can see here's the trimmed link, right? That's talking, I believe, talking about some sort of Pinterest scenario. This is taking too long. What's going on? Okay, so here's the trimmed link, and again, we're not stealing any content here, because you can browse around inside the page as much as you want, right? If we had one of those, since we're using pop-up technology, if we had one of those comment sections, you'd see it over the whole time when people are browsing inside of, in this case, small business trends. And when they come out, what happens? Hey, how would you like to put your marketing message on this page like we just did? Tell me more. And what happens? They come over here, right? So I'm sure some of you have come to this webinar through that funnel. Okay, so just something to keep in mind. Okay, and that's really it. It's running automatically. I'm not, you can see these images. Obviously, I put this manually 3 hours ago. Here's one from the Guardian. I mean, this is all running fully automatic. There's not much for me to do but to market, to talk to people, and that's really it. The concept is simple. The idea is simple. It works. The application does exactly what it's supposed to do. So let me give you some numbers about this particular funnel. Stop sharing. Let me go back. Okay. Where is it? There it is. So I should be back on the presentation. So just to give you a heads up, again, some of you might understand this right away. Some of you might not, but I'm going to tell it to you anyways. So we built in the past month and a half, we built 1,164 likes on Yuri Lederman Inc., or Yuri Lederman business person, if you will. Through that process, we built 1,550 custom audience on Facebook. These are people that actually clicked in the past month and a half, clicked those trimmed links. So we're tagging them. As far as Google is concerned, we built, again, this is the virtual list. So this is that pixel custom list we were talking about, the audience rather. So we built close to 2,200. Obviously discrepancies in numbers, because every analytics program works differently. Out of the 1,815 people that saw, this is obviously the analytics based on the pop-up technology. So out of the 1,800 people that saw that pop-up that you guys saw, we converted at 7.6%. So we had 138 conversions, or not conversions, these are visitors, right? Which ended up on our website. You can see trimmed. 132, this is brand new users, so probably a few of them clicked it twice, myself included probably. So we got 132 users, 40% of them bounced. They stayed for 342, and 44 of them converted into a lead. This thing does exactly what it's supposed to do. And it really is a hands-off approach. Now, I'm not saying don't create content, you should, but you can use the software as a filler. Instead of creating content every day, small, medium-sized businesses, they're not publishers. If you're a publisher, by all means, go ahead, create content. If not, you really shouldn't. So what problems are we solving? Well, we're finding, creating, and distributing relevant content. We're borrowing authority by sharing other people's content. I like to say that, you know, the way people are sharing today, sharing other people's content, you're not getting any, there's no brownie points for it. Even though the experts would have you believe that if you keep sharing really great content, whether it's yours or not, if you keep doing it, then you will grow your authority. I mean, it is true, but who knows how long that's going to take. In this way, you are basically borrowing authority from someone else. And the third thing that we're bringing to the table is real results versus vain metrics. Again, I hate to push on agencies because not all of them are bad. But the truth of the matter is agencies love to talk about value-add services. We created, 100 posts for you this month, or we had 200 engagements. We've got 5 likes and we've got 45 shares. And they're not talking about what really matters to small, medium-sized businesses, which is sales and leads at the end of the day. So in other words, our software can and probably does replace most of what agencies provide as social management services today. Again, we have a hefty goal of providing 1 million small, medium-sized businesses with another option on how they can do social marketing in 2016. As far as our product roadmap is concerned, those that have been with us from Alpha know that know how we've grown to this point. We are looking to go live, which means monthly subscription, by mid-March. We are currently adding the pop-up technology. We're adding images as an automated project as well. We're adding video distribution as an automated project as well. We know how important images and videos, video more for in the future. But at the end of the day, we're creating a robust, automated approach to social marketing. We're going to continue to stabilize the application servers, ad servers, and we've got 18 more features that are certainly on the way that we just don't want to make public at this particular stage. Our win-win. Look, Social Funnel Engine is a SaaS-based application. We plan on offering this powerful tool at roughly $100 a month, and increase that monthly charge as we roll out more features and acquire customers through advertising. We know Social Funnel Engine is worth 5 times the price of what we're going to go to market with. We know what it can do for your online business, but here's what we decided to do for our beta users. If you order Social Funnel today, you can get it for a one-time fee of only $197. No renewal fees, no rebilling charges, nothing more to pay forever. Lifetime access. Why are we giving up so much future revenue? It's because I believe an initial wave of happy customers will become evangelists, just like our alpha users have become evangelists. And word of mouth promotion will make up for in the long run for sure. The lifetime access deal is only available for a very short period of time and for a limited number of people. This needs to be said. Also, if you missed out on the free lifetime offer for alpha users, you know that as soon as January 15th hit, nobody else got free access. And we don't work with false scarcity. So if you missed the special one-time offer, you will have to pay ongoing recurring fees like many future customers. Look, we also buy software. So when we buy software, we look for 2 things that are important to us before we make a decision to purchase any software. 1, does it make our lives easier? And 2, does it make me or save me money? I'm extremely proud and extremely happy to say that our software does exactly what it's intended to do. And yes to both those scenarios. Yes, it saves you money. Yes, it makes you money. And it certainly makes your life easier. I will go ahead and add an order link to the events page. And you should also be getting an email post-webinar with the special link as well. Before I forget and before I start answering questions, I do want to let everybody know of the winners of the lifetime access. Everybody that registered and got themselves extra ballots, if you will, to win 5 lifetime accesses. So let me just dish out those names. Muhammad. Oh, geez, I should have thought this out a little bit better. Okay, because I've got first names and email addresses, so I can't really tell everybody the email address. That's just wrong. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to I'll post the names of the people that won, and each one of these people will get an email from me, with direct access to the application. Okay. Yeah, I think that's yeah, I should have thought that a little bit stronger. Sorry. Okay, so the winners again, Muhammad, Ali Azir, Doobie, Frank, and Brian. All 5 of you are going to get an email from me with access, also instructions how to use, and my Skype information so we can get together one-on-one, and I can show you guys how to use the application specifically for your niche. By the way, just to let everybody know, we don't have a automated approach for registration. So anybody that purchases today, I will have to manually add you in, simply because we haven't hashed the registration page. which means that if I show you the registration page, you can tell everybody else about it, and everybody can register on their own. So we haven't got to that scenario as of yet. And again, what we'll do is whoever purchases will utilize your PayPal account as your username. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go to the page and type in. People are funny. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and type in the website where you go to buy. Okay, I'll let you go to, so you guys can go out and purchase it if you'd like. I'm seeing people are saying my screen is too small. What am I supposed to do? I'll catch up with you later. Okay, interesting. Trying to join webinar. Click on the play button, folks. Thanks, Jeff. Right place for my hangout. Yeah, click on the play button. When will it start? Click on the play button. Very interesting. So people didn't click on the play button. That's funny. Okay, so let me go to the Q&A and see what kind of questions we have out there. Okay, Yuri, congrats on the launch. Powerful tool. Thank you very much. Content builds much trust factor posting your own content. The underlying premise is that sharing other content builds much like trust factor. I see. Okay, so I'm answering Sue Painter's question. Don't get me wrong, Sue. You would never hear from me not to create your own content. I just feel that that if you can create your own content, by all means, go ahead. But I don't see a need. Don't get me wrong. By creating your own content, you're actually going to create authority much quicker. And besides, you own that content, so you can do anything you want on that particular page. But I find that using other people's content works just as well for me. Okay, so let me just put done. So the best part of this is when you share on FB, LinkedIn, or Twitter. It shows the original like CNN. Yuri, this is pure genius. Thanks, bud. Appreciate that, Jeff. Yes, Jeff. Okay, so we got another question. Pure genius. Where can we get a new site for $50? Okay, so where can you get a new site for $50? Jason, great question. Make it $150. Go to Fiverr. Anybody that wants a website that looks nice, go to Fiverr.com and you can get a website for $50. No question. But you can get a website that looks decent for $50, and then you can walk around and be a star if you wish. Okay, so done. What other questions? Okay, so are you not stealing someone else's content? This is against FTC regulations. Okay, great question, actually. Am I stealing this from? No, we're not stealing content from anybody. What we're doing is we're actually using what is called an iframe, which is why we own the page, if you will, and we can overlay our messages on that. So it's not that. Thanks, Jason. So it's not really that we're stealing the content. That person, anything that happens on that website happens on that website. We don't have any control over that. What we have control is just what we're putting on top. So is it against FTC regulation? Nope, it's not. We're not stealing content. Plain and simple. So another person is asking, is there a risk of being sued for content hijacking? Well, the internet by itself is an open community. Let me actually select that. So the internet itself is an open community. There are technologies out there. So this doesn't work on everything, right? It wouldn't work on YouTube. It's not going to work on Amazon. It's not going to work on eBay. It won't work on LinkedIn. It won't work on Forbes, because these guys, what they do is they do not allow iframing. So if somebody doesn't want to, if somebody does not want to allow iframing, they just create that in their content, and no iframes are allowed. So no, it's not hijacking, because we're not hijacking their links, we're not hijacking their content, we're overlaying. Thanks for the question, Mike. So let me select this one. Someone from Chet. Hey, Chet, another alpha user. My partner is in Montana. Can we both use the same membership, or do we need two? Well, you can use, if you've got the same username and password, you can use it. Both of you can use it, right? Also keep in mind that as far as using it for your customers, you can use it for your customers. As long as you are an admin for, let's say, Facebook, so you can admin 6-7 pages, you can use it on 6-7 pages. If you're an admin on Google Plus or LinkedIn on different pages, you can use it for your customers. The only problem is Twitter, to be honest, because Twitter doesn't work like everybody else. But yes, you can absolutely use it as long as you both have access to it. Cheers. Okay, Steve Polk. What's the difference between social funnel engine and product like Trust Tracker? Trust Tracker steals content. That's the difference. Trust Tracker, for people that don't know, it's, again, great tool, but Trust Tracker actually allows you to change the links on that page. So it actually utilizes, it takes the code and puts it on their own server. Has that ability to do so, and you can, so if anybody goes to a page and clicks on any of the links inside the page, it actually goes to your page. Does that make sense? So they're actually stealing content. We're not stealing content, we're using iframe. Thanks for the question, Steve. Okay, so we've got one from Alejandro. This is a great approach, and if you have your own content all over the place, use this tool to allow you to consolidate and post it where you want. Yeah, absolutely. Why not? Thanks. Mike is asking, when will Google Plus integration work? So, well, we have this as a desktop tool. So we've got Google in there, but Google has been a real bitch to work with lately with APIs. So about 6 months ago, they actually killed all marketing APIs. And they allowed, they're giving people marketing APIs based on usage. So once we get a whole bunch of people on board using this tool, then I can go back to Google and say, hey, I've got this many users, they're paying this much money, and I'd like to have Google API, and we'll get it. So we're thinking we're anywhere between 3 to 6 months away. Thanks, Mike. John, how are you, John? Could you tell me if you cut off, could you tell us if the cutoff for the one-time promotion is specific date or maximum number of users? Great question. I think we're going to cut it off on Wednesday, by the end of Wednesday. I haven't really figured it out yet. I know that I'm going to be all over the place Monday, Tuesday, so that's why I figured I'm going to do it Wednesday. But it will be available till Wednesday. And I'll send everybody email with a specific page for that. So thanks, John. Mike, so for instance, Craigslist will ban me for using their listings and add my ads. I'm not sure what the question is, sorry. Okay, so, okay, you're, okay, so Sue's asking, however, Yuri, right now, only one Twitter account is good, correct? Yes, that's correct. And again, it's the way Twitter, it's really odd how Twitter has been doing things over the years. If you think about it, Twitter is basically asking you to create new accounts for your business and new accounts for personal use. So which is again odd, because if you look at all the other social platforms out there, and it makes sense how the other social platforms work, they're basically saying a business is owned by a user, an actual person, which is real life. So at the end of the day, that makes better sense. But yes, you're right. Only one Twitter account can be used at this particular stage. We've had a lot of people actually ask us if we're thinking of creating an agency account. We just don't have that in mind right now. It might be, we might change our minds later, but right now I I'm really focused on really helping small businesses. That's the idea. So and to be honest, agencies are going to cost us a lot of money because they've got a lot of customers, right? So it's going to be an issue, but we'll figure it out. Thanks for the question, Sue. Cheers. Okay, so let me select this one. So again, Sue is asking, so Yuri, for those of us who do have lifetime access, are you okay with us sharing your current offer out? Yeah, of course. By all means, Sue. I'd appreciate it. You guys are awesome. And I really appreciate it. Cheers. Okay, looks like, okay, one more question. So we got another question. So what platforms do you have in mind for the future? Obviously, Google Plus. We're currently working on Pinterest, Instagram. So wherever there's social, both the reason we don't have it is because we don't have images right now. But once we have those, we'll certainly add those as well. But we've got a lot of things in mind moving forward. We've got a pretty good roadmap for this application. Okay. Which CGs have performed? Let me ask. Okay, so Jason is asking, from your alpha testers, which CTAs have performed best? Which click through? That's a very difficult question to answer. I'll tell you why. Okay, when I was growing up, I'm dating myself, but my generation has grown up with computers. My father's generation worked with their hands. But the one thing that I learned from my dad was that you measure twice, you cut once. And that has bode well for me in marketing as well. Unfortunately, Jason, most people don't want to do the research. They don't want to do the legwork to figure out who their customers really are and what message would work for that type of customer. So it's a very difficult question for me to answer because it all depends on niche, depends on who you're serving the articles to, the content, the right people, right message. That's the simplicity of marketing. You don't hear me anymore, Sue. Are you still hearing me? Okay. Any more questions? Can I use the application for yes, absolutely. You can use the application for your customers. Are there any limitations? Again, Twitter is the only limitation when it comes to agency use of this particular application right now. This is a good. When do you think you will be live with this application, and are you accepting affiliates? Okay, I've had a lot of interest from affiliates that want to push this product for us. Okay, so we are hoping to be live by mid-March, hopefully even before, to be able to go live. Now, as far as affiliates are concerned, I won't let an affiliate sell this without them being a customer. That's number one. The second part of that question is I don't want to focus on affiliates right now. I want to focus on going live, getting a kick-ass product out there that has all the bells and whistles that you guys have seen in the demos and what you're seeing here. And once I do that, then I can focus on affiliates. So, hopefully maybe April, we can start focusing on affiliates. But right now, I just don't want to focus on it. So Ozair has a question. Can we post on Facebook groups or pages, or is it only for personal wall? Oh, no, not at all, Ozair. It's for pages and groups. Both of those can be authenticated within the application. And again, great question. Thank you. So Mike has another question. Mike, how many alpha testers you have at this time? How many customers total? Are you well funded to keep the development going? Yes, we are, Mike. Our alpha, we've got about 83, actually 84, maybe 85 by now. Some friends reached out, alpha users. As far as development is concerned, we're already moving towards going live. So whether people here on the beta get on or not, they will miss out. If you weren't with us, if you weren't with us on alpha, you know that we say what we do, we do what we say. At the end of the day, we cut off alpha January 15th, and after that we had a bunch of people saying, hey man, I still want my alpha, I want free access. And I was like, you had till January 15th to do it. So when we say cutoff date, we mean cutoff date. We're moving forward, whether we get beta users or not. So I'd appreciate beta users, but we've got every person's going to be an evangelist for this. I'm so stoked. Thanks again for the question, Mike. Cheers. Graham is asking, is there a replay for those who couldn't make it on time? Yes, Graham. We're using Google Hangouts on Air, which basically means that at the end of this conversation, this Google Hangouts on Air becomes a YouTube video. Once it becomes a YouTube video, I will be sending an email to everybody, and everybody can rewatch the replay. Thanks, Graham. Cheers. Mike is asking, are you hiring? Thanks for the question, Mike. We are hiring, but we're hiring for developers, and actually, to be perfectly honest, we have the best developers in the world. And if anybody is looking for an awesome company, because we're actually using a local company here in Toronto to do development work for us. They're not cheap, but if you're looking for awesome developers, ring me up. I'll hook you guys up with our developers. They're phenomenal guys, and they're doing a kick-ass job. Thanks for the question, Mike. Cheers. So it looks like we are running out of questions. It's been less than an hour. I love doing things quick. I love it. If you guys have any questions, by all means, punch away. If not, let me see what is happening on the chats or the Google Events page. Let me see. Oh, my dad showed up. How you doing, Dad? Okay. So, I mean, it looks like we're good. So I want to thank everybody for showing up. This was awesome. I went a little bit out of my comfort zone today. I've done Google Hangouts in the past, but it's usually talking with people. It's a back and forth conversation. So hopefully you enjoyed the webinar. Maybe you learned something. Maybe I put a smile on your face. Maybe I pissed you off. At the end of the day, we're here to make people get results. At the end of the day, that's what it's about. So I thank everyone for showing up. Again, I'd love for you guys to become beta users. If you don't, again, this is the last time you're going to hear about this offer. The next time that you're going to hear from us, we will be live, and you'll have to pay monthly for the service. So get in on now while you still can. Let me just quickly look if there's any further questions. Steve is asking if the product is ready to use today. The only thing that's missing out of the product right now is the pop-up technology. But if you're a developer, and I mean, you can do that today. You can do everything that you've seen today. You can do today with the application. It is ready to be used. Absolutely, 100%. Thanks. Awesome. Thank you. Awesome. Thank you, Jason. Sue, thank you. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. Again, thank you very much. Any further questions, concerns, write them inside the Google Events page. More questions. I see things popping up. So just a lot of congratulations. Thank you very much, folks. Again, I appreciate your time. Onwards and upwards. Cheers.